Are you tired of watching epic movies with flat, lifeless TV audio that completely ruins the immersion? Today, I'm revealing the ultimate 5.1 surround sound systems that will literally transform your living room into a premium home theater. By the end of this countdown, you will know exactly which system is worth your investment and which ones you should completely avoid, including a massive surprise at the #1 spot that absolutely blew away my expectations. 7. Acoustic Audio AA5170. This is a system that immediately catches the eye with its incredibly budget-friendly price tag and promises of seamless Bluetooth connectivity. When I first unboxed this unit, I was actually quite impressed by the sleek aesthetic of the main subwoofer unit and the 5 satellite speakers, which look decent enough on a standard entertainment center. It boasts a peak power rating of 700 watts, which sounds phenomenal on paper for anyone looking to fill a medium-sized room with booming sound for a weekend party. Setting it up was relatively straightforward, with standard RCA inputs and an included remote that made pairing to my phone via Bluetooth an absolute breeze. However, once I actually started running my standard audio tests, the cracks in the armor quickly began to show. The sound profile out of the box felt aggressively muddy, with the mid-range frequencies getting completely swallowed up by a bass that lacks any real definition or punch. While watching heavy action sequences, I noticed a distinct lack of clarity in the center channel, forcing me to constantly ride the volume button just to understand what the actors were saying. This is incredibly frustrating because the whole point of a dedicated 5.1 system is to separate the dialogue from the ambient noise and explosions. Instead, the Acoustic Audio AA5170 tends to mash everything together into a wall of sound that gets loud but never gets clear. Another glaring issue I ran into during my testing period was the length and quality of the included speaker wires. They are notoriously short and incredibly thin, which meant I had to splice in my own higher quality gauge wire just to get the rear satellites positioned properly behind my couch. Number 6. Bobtot K701S. This setup features a robust 800-watt peak power output and includes an impressive array of connection options, from optical and coaxial to Bluetooth and even a karaoke microphone input. During my initial setup, I appreciated the sturdy wooden enclosure of the subwoofer, which is typically a good indicator that the bass response is going to be somewhat tight and controlled. The versatility of the K701S is definitely its strongest selling point. I was able to connect it to my gaming console, my TV, and my phone in a matter of minutes, and switching between these inputs using the included remote was snappy and responsive. When I fired up some bass-heavy music tracks, the 6.5-inch subwoofer actually delivered a surprisingly satisfying thump that vibrated the floorboards in a pleasing way. Sadly, the excitement started to wear off as soon as I transitioned to gaming and movie watching. The satellite speakers, while loud, suffer from a harsh, tinny quality at the high end that becomes incredibly fatiguing after about an hour of listening. When glass shatters or a car screeches on screen, the treble spikes so aggressively that I found myself wincing and reaching for the equalizer, only to find the built-in EQ presets largely unhelpful in smoothing out the sound. Furthermore, I have to talk about the LED lighting and the digital display on the front of the subwoofer unit. While some might find it flashy, I found it to be aggressively bright and distracting in a darkened room, and there is no simple way to completely dim it without turning the system off entirely. 5. Goldwood AA5400. This Bluetooth 5.1 system immediately impressed me with its build quality. The cabinets feel substantial, and the overall design is surprisingly refined for its price bracket. It delivers a solid 300 watts of RMS power, which translates to a much more controlled and pleasant listening experience compared to the previous 2 entries on our list. During my testing, the first thing I noticed was how well the Goldwood system handled musicality. Whether I was streaming jazz from my smartphone or spinning a vinyl record through the RCA inputs, the tonal balance was genuinely pleasing. The mids are much warmer here, allowing vocals and acoustic instruments to shine without being overpowered by the low-end frequencies. The subwoofer on the AA5400 is perfectly tuned to support the satellite speakers rather than dominate them. While watching an intense sci-fi movie, the bass rumbled exactly when it needed to, adding a rich layer of depth to the thrusters of a spaceship without muddying the crucial dialogue coming from the center channel. It is a very polite, balanced sound signature that works wonderfully for mixed-use media rooms. I also thoroughly enjoyed the plug-and-play nature of this system. The included cables were actually of a reasonable length, allowing me to achieve proper surround placement without having to dig into my own stash of speaker wire. The remote control is intuitive, and the Bluetooth connectivity never dropped or stuttered, even when I walked into the next room with my phone in my pocket. While it might not blow the roof off your house like some of the more expensive, higher wattage systems out there, the Goldwood AA5400 knows exactly what it is and executes it beautifully. 4. ULTIMEA Poseidon M60. Unlike the traditional bulky receiver setups, the Poseidon M60 uses a sleek soundbar as its anchor, paired with a wireless subwoofer and 2 discrete rear surround speakers. Right out of the box, the space-saving design is a massive breath of fresh air for anyone who wants a minimalist living room aesthetic. Setting up the Poseidon M60 was an absolute joy. Because the subwoofer connects wirelessly to the main soundbar, I didn't have to run an ugly cable across my floor, allowing me to place the sub perfectly in the corner of the room for optimal bass response. The rear speakers connect directly to the subwoofer, making the whole surround sound installation incredibly tidy and entirely painless. When it comes to audio performance, the ULTIMEA Poseidon M60 punches way above its weight class. It utilizes advanced DSP technology to create a remarkably wide soundstage. During my movie tests, the directional audio was pinpoint accurate. When a helicopter flew from the left side of the screen to the right, the panning effect was completely seamless, truly wrapping the sound around my seating position. The dialogue enhancement feature on this system is an absolute lifesaver. Even in the most chaotic, explosion-filled action scenes, the vocals remained crisp and perfectly intelligible, sitting right on top of the mix. You also get multiple EQ modes tailored for movies, music, and gaming, and they actually make a tangible difference in the sound profile, adapting perfectly to whatever content you are consuming. If you are looking for a sleek, modern system that eliminates cable clutter while delivering an incredibly immersive, spatial audio experience, the ULTIMEA Poseidon M60 is an absolute winner. 3. Hiwill-Audio N512-W. This system also adopts the modern soundbar, wireless sub, and rear satellite configuration, but it elevates the hardware quality to deliver a noticeably richer and more premium acoustic experience. The metallic grille finish and premium materials give it an incredibly high-end look that instantly upgrades the vibe of any entertainment center. What truly set the Hiwill-Audio N512-W apart during my testing was the sheer detail present in the high frequencies. The tweeters built into the soundbar and rear satellites are exceptionally well crafted, reproducing the subtlest environmental sounds with breathtaking clarity. I could hear the gentle rustling of leaves and the faint patter of rain falling behind me, creating an eerie sense of realism that completely sucked me into the movies I was watching. The wireless subwoofer paired with this system is an absolute beast in the best way possible. It manages to deliver a deep, chest-rattling sub-bass that you typically only feel in commercial movie theaters. Best of all, even at near maximum volumes, I experienced absolutely zero distortion or port chuffing. The bass remained incredibly tight, musical, and completely controlled. Connectivity is another area where the N512W shines brilliantly. It features HDMI ARC, which allowed me to control the entire system's volume seamlessly using just my regular TV remote. The Bluetooth 5.3 chip ensured flawless high-resolution audio streaming from my devices, and the inclusion of an optical port means it is perfectly compatible with older television sets as well. The Hiwill-Audio N512-W is an absolute triumph of home audio engineering. It strikes the perfect balance between explosive cinematic power and delicate musical fidelity, making it an incredibly versatile system that will delight both hardcore movie buffs and casual music listeners alike. 2. ULTIMEA Skywave F40. This isn't just a standard 5.1 system. It introduces up-firing drivers to bring an entirely new dimension of height to your listening experience. Unboxing the Skywave F40 felt like unboxing a piece of the future. With its ultra-slim profile and premium matte finish that looks absolutely stunning mounted on a wall beneath a large-screen television. The true magic of the Skywave F40 lies in its ability to bounce sound off your ceiling. During my testing, I put on an action movie featuring an intense thunderstorm, and the effect was genuinely jaw-dropping. The up-firing drivers created a canopy of sound right above my head, making it feel exactly like the thunder was rolling across the ceiling of my living room. This three-dimensional audio creates a level of immersion that traditional forward-facing speakers simply cannot replicate. Beyond the height channels, the core 5.1 surround performance is practically flawless. The rear speakers deliver crystal-clear ambient effects that seamlessly integrate with the front soundstage, creating a perfect bubble of audio. The dialogue remains incredibly sharp and distinct, anchored perfectly to the center of the screen, ensuring you never miss a single crucial line of the plot. I was also massively impressed by the ULTIMEA app integration. Being able to fine-tune the EQ settings, adjust the volume of individual channels, and tweak the intensity of the height speakers right from my smartphone gave me unprecedented control over my audio environment. The system also supports eARC, meaning it effortlessly handles uncompressed, high bitrate audio formats from modern streaming boxes and gaming consoles. The ULTIMEA Skywave F40 is nothing short of a masterpiece for anyone looking to step into the world of spatial, 3D surround sound without dealing with the hassle of installing actual ceiling speakers. 1. Bobtot KW79. When I set out to test these systems, I never expected to be this completely blown away, but the KW79 absolutely shattered my expectations in every single category. This system is the holy grail of 5.1 audio, combining raw, earth-shattering power with true, uncompromised wireless convenience for the ultimate home theater experience. What makes the Bobtot KW79 truly revolutionary is its fully wireless satellite speaker design. Unlike other wireless systems that still require you to plug the rear speakers into the subwoofer or a wall power outlet, the KW79 satellites run on built-in, massive rechargeable batteries. This allowed me to place the rear speakers literally anywhere in my living room without worrying about power outlets or running a single wire, giving me total freedom in designing my acoustic layout. The sound quality produced by this system is, without exaggeration, spectacular. It features a massive power output that easily fills even the largest of open-concept living spaces with rich, dynamic sound. When the bass drops, it is tight, profound, and completely engulfing, while the high and mid-range frequencies remain exquisitely crisp and distinct, creating a sonic landscape that is incredibly lush and textured. I used the KW79 to watch a series of blockbuster films, and it felt like I had a private cinema all to myself. The separation of the 5.1 channels is handled with absolute precision, allowing sound effects to move naturally around the room with pinpoint accuracy. Furthermore, the battery life on the wireless satellites is phenomenally long, easily lasting through an entire weekend movie marathon without needing to be docked or recharged.